Alright, y'all. I'm nervous as shit to be making this video. But, it's been a long time overdue. Trying to get the fit. I'm just gonna pop open the trunk so I can kind of show the whole thing. But, my back hurts so bad right now. Like, I don't even want to fucking do life right now. Try not to, like, have, like, identifying landmarks in here, but what the fuck am I gonna do? And then I'm also trying not to be fucking disgusting, but what the fuck am I gonna do? Alright, so today we're wearing the ripped jeans, right? We're in the ripped jeans. I'm not really sure how I'm really wearing these yet, but I don't know, I like them. And then I'm wearing this shirt. But it's finally getting nice enough out to just like kind of just chill for a second, so I'm just gonna appreciate that while it's here. Okay. So I'm not even gonna feel weird, dude. It's fucking spring break too, so this is so weird for me. I don't even know where to begin. So I had this friend. Hold on, wait, I'm scared. Hold up. Okay, sorry, I got really in my head for a second. I'm good. I had this friend, Looli, is what I called them. That was like their nickname for me. And they were like literally the most like enchantingly beautiful person I felt as though I would ever see, ever. And they had like such a soft spot in my heart. And you know, when you're like 10, 11 years old, you know, you're into the drama, you're into like the stupid stuff, you know. And I was like, my best friend at the time was like the popular girl. Like I was like in my posse and whatever, like cliche girl in the bleachers, you know what I mean? Pretty cliche shit. And so I ended up making this friend who came like middle of the year, and we didn't have the same schedule, we weren't in the same class, but like I would just always like, they would always, either I think they would try to see me, or somehow we would always end up seeing each other, you know what I mean? Like I just like, I didn't really get it until like I got it, and then they left, and then I was like, wait, you're the love of my life. Like, what do you mean you're leaving? You're the love of my life, dude. You're just fucking leaving. I was so fucking pissed. I was like, why are you going though? So I remember like there are really 3 special moments that I can think of too, and I can't remember much of anything else, but the first really like, hey bus driver, really used to be my bus. The first really like deep moment for me was probably, I think it was this one recess. I had my friend Paula at the time, and we were playing like house, and in my school, I mean, there was like, you have to understand, there was this whole like thing going on. Like people were dating, people were, you know, sneaking off to go kissing. Mind you, we're like 11, 10, 12, but like it was already kind of like high school, because it was an a French immersion school, so we kind of did shit differently, you know. I feel like standing up now. Oh god, I don't know what's happening here. Goodness. But yeah, so me and this friend, like, I couldn't really tell if they were like a boy or a girl. Like, I just remember being really confused about that, and I wanted to know for myself, because I knew that I liked them. But at the time, I was also into this other guy, Jesus, who was like my boyfriend at the time, I guess. But he was sneaking off with this other girl, Maddie, and then he kind of dumped me. But in hindsight, now, I can kind of probably guess that he saw me with Looli and thought that maybe he'd get back at me for that. But I don't know, I didn't think much of it. All I remember really is their energy, like just electric, just electric. There was this one day on the bus, we went on this field trip, and oh my God, I remember feeling kind of embarrassed to be around them because it felt like they were lonely. Like they had this really like specific loneliness to them, and I couldn't really figure it out. And I sat next to them, even though my friends were all like, why are you sitting next to them? I'm like, whatever. I go all the way to the back, I sit next to them. And they looked at me with these eyes like you chose me? And I was like, yeah, obviously. It's like, obviously, like, oh my God. Duh. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Oh. Now I'm like fucking 6 foot tall, and I'm making this video, and I don't even know how my life got here. Standing across from my senior high, I had a job directly across from here. And life just kind of feels insane, It just kind of feels like this just dream I don't want to wake up from. And there have been so many moments where I question everything. I question just everything all the time. So many questions about everything. And I had these really specific questions. Like I was really trying to get to the bottom of something, I mean, who does that? Like, how do you meet a kid that has this conviction, and this drive and this effort and this really poignant feeling about something, this really specific touch, and you don't think about them like a star? That was my thing. I always saw Looli, Holly, whoever, I don't care, as a star. They were the brightest of them all. Before they left, I had just won an award for having the best academics in my grade. And I remember they kind of hesitated to approach me that day because, I don't know, maybe they saw me to be somebody in that building. Maybe they saw me like I saw them. I really couldn't tell you. But they just told me, I think their mom was there. They just told me I was the best friend they ever had. And that, I'm maybe making it up, but this is kind of how I'm starting to remember it. But they were like, do you play soccer? I was like, yeah, I love soccer. They're like, who's your favorite player? I'm like, it's Messi. I didn't know who else to say. I was just like, Messi. And they were like, we're going to play one day, okay? And I was like, I'm going to be the best. I'm going to be the best player. I'm going to learn how to rainbow. You're going to see me on TV. I was like, I'm going to be the best. And he's like, he held me to that. He was like, bet, you know what I'm saying? I remember on that field trip, we went to go see some tap dancing. It was like Irish Day somewhere near that, which is right now, would have been right about now. I asked them, like, where are you from? I think he told me Chicago. I was like, why are you here? He's like, my mom's in the military or something. I was like, why the fuck? I was like, I knew that was a lie. I was like, you're lying. He's like, yeah, I'm lying. And then I think he told me his mom was like a manager, really, or something like that. Like, they manage famous people, and he can't tell people who he really is, otherwise he'll get in trouble. And I was like, I'm not gonna tell anybody, dude. I don't fucking care. And I think I just watched him sort of like light up You know, it was like it's like he had a like, oh my God, this person is like me moment or something. I don't know. And I just was looking at their hair, and we were like, you know, riding in the mist. Ah! We were like riding in the mist. Like, oh my gosh. And his hair was so long. And I swear he used to wear these girly ass fucking clothes, man. Like I really couldn't tell. I was just like, what the fuck are you? But it didn't matter. It didn't matter to me because I knew they were fucking beautiful. I knew I loved them. Like in the purest way, you know? The most pure way. But, yeah. I don't remember much of anything else. And I wish I did. I really wish I did. Alright. Just to complete that. There's a very weird experience I have with being perceived that I've come in recent years to understand. And I think it's very apparent. Like, I'm being very much more open about it. But I don't like to talk too much about the mystic stuff. Because the mystic stuff is kind of sacred, you know? And there's a history of us talking about it and it being taken from us. And so I don't like to bring it up too much. I don't even like to know half of the time. I don't even like to know. Because if you know, then it's like you have to do something. And if you don't, then it's like a choice. And then you live with that. You live with that choice. Ever since I saw this face, my whole life just started flipping. Just flipping. Everything was changing. And I was suddenly really motivated by this face. And I didn't understand why. I didn't know who this face was. I just knew that I was on a time crunch. Sure, I don't know. And I had to get moving. I had to get up. I had to get over it. I had to just work through it. I had to push. And I pushed like hell. Push like hell. Push like my life depended on it, you know? That was it. I just knew I had to. And once I started to, I got like really excited about life again. Like I was excited. And I hadn't been excited about anything in so long that I was just happy to be excited. By the time October 1st rolls around, I mean, I'm just ecstatic. Like I just had a feeling. It was like a moment's witness, you know, like a one shot kind of deal. I was really confused. Just 6 months ago, by the way. I was really confused. And it didn't occur to me maybe till a few weeks ago that maybe it was that person. And I couldn't, you know? But now I'm 97% sure. in Rising. Almost, maybe.